about halfway through season 2 of Shangri La Frontier.
Oh, damn, man.
Let's
Oh,
go,
perfect
dude.
six show. Perfect six show to have at home.
Very bingeable.
Yeah,
And as I mentioned, I just don't really binge. I don't. I think it's mostly because adult life doesn't really allow it, right?
sure.
Like, how often do you find a whole 3 hours that you can just burn?
Well,
I don't know. I don't have that,
easier for
but
some, but yeah.
yeah. So I'm about. I want to say episode 4 of season 2. I think there's like maybe 8 or 9 episodes out.
Yeah, yeah.
So the
Yeah, I'm behind
most
I'm behind by two, I think, right now.
Okay, so the most recent thing I just saw is like they've made like a clan and a clan alliance,
Mm.
and
Oh, there's like that meeting in the pub.
yeah, and a lot of
Yeah.
these other competing clans are like after the information that Sunraku and friends have, right? Like the
Hmm.
Weathermon stuff, how do you get to Rabbituza?
Hmm.
And then he realized that the game patched an exploit he had found to farm
Yeah.
the crystal scorpions.
Yeah.
And the ending of the episode I just watched is he hopefully figured a way around it by forcing them all to fall.
Oh, you got a good couple episodes coming up. I really like there's it's kind of like that leads into like two episodes back to back of
Cool.
him just like trying to enact on his exploiting the game, which I thought was really really cool.
Yeah, I love
But
that. I love that there's always it's similar to solo leveling. It's funny because I think we watched these at around the same time.
yeah, I think so.
Um, but I love that the show finds reason for there to be action all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. You
Mm.
run into something, he's got to figure it out. There's a new problem to solve.
And it
It's
doesn't
great.
have to be like save the world. It's like there's none of that. Like
Yeah.
nowhere in sight. It's just like dude's playing the game, is encountering the game as it's meant to be played. It's I don't know, it's such a good show too. And like I still cannot get over how well animated it is for like like I'm not gonna like belittle it, but like it's not like a show that's like firing on like all these like crazy story
Yeah.
stuff and like like it's just it's just a great show, like
Yeah.
just and it blows my mind like how consistently good and better it looks than a lot of the stuff that's prestige, like
Agreed.
it's very, like again, like the baseline consistency and it dials up. Like the 3D animation CG stuff, like that doesn't look good anywhere, but
Sure.
so I don't
It's hit and miss.
those crystal scorpions especially, it's kind of like, whoa.
Yeah. But
But
it's
yeah,
weird.
yeah, yeah.
You accept what it is at face value. Maybe to your
100%.
point, because it's not supposed to be like cream of the crop anime. But yeah, I never really blink. It always looks good. I'm never
Yeah.
upset when there is CG. I'm not like, oh no, it's unwatchable. I don't know why, but I
And then when
just
it gets to
no,
like a serious fight, like they dial it up. Like
always.
they always find a way to go, a little more, and it looks great when they're shooting off. I think even like in the season opener where him and his group there, like the two rabbits and the cat, like they kind of like go off on one, kind of
Yeah,
like, elite mob or whatever, and
yeah,
just like
yeah,
all of them like throw off their final attacks, and it's like the show looks amazing. Like,
yeah. And
but
also, yeah, his party of NPC
yeah,
companions has grown substantially as well.
yeah.
That's also been interesting. There's like the whole Inventoria
So you've done the whole
mechanic.
thing. They went down into like the dungeon. They found the piece they were looking for, I guess. Because I
Yep,
think that's
yep,
just
yep,
before
yep.
the meeting. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. It's a good show. Great voice acting too. I think the guy like Sunrocked
Oh
himself
yeah,
is so funny. Like just, the also like the way like they all kind of like goof on each other.
oh yeah,
Like game like even the secret, he's like, he's like, I want to be the one that has the criteria to get this quest
yeah,
completed or whatever. It's pretty funny. Because we've all had that a little bit, like, oh, I did that. I want to be the one to like go get this and do that.
100%.
And yeah,
And
really, really.
it's just so gamey. Like I
Yeah.
would, dude, I was so close. This is a first for me. I haven't purchased and blitzed the most recent WoW expansion yet,
Oh, true.
and I was like, dude, I had my finger on the button. I was like, there's no reason, but
Yeah.
I had a moment. I was like, dude, I haven't finished God of War